what we are doing is all of us are learning this, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to take a look at research, how it works, and then we're trying to implement it. That means that we're trying to use it here in the classroom to see how it works. And we know that we need to have engagement norms. And engagement means, how do we keep you thinking in this class? So if we don't use some of this, many times you might not even be learning, and we don't even know if you're learning or not learning. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, there's quite a few words that you might not be familiar with. So I'm going to ask you to read them with me and to read with me. It's very important that you read, so when you read your history book, you can read it very well. So I'm going to ask you to read with me. I'm going to say track with me, say this with me. Once in a while, I'm going to use a gesture. And gestures are important because they help you remember the information. So if I ask you to do the letter T, can you all do the letter T with me, please? I'm waiting for some of you to do the letter T, so can we all do the letter T, please? Can you do the letter T with me, please? I'm talking to you. Can you do it, please? We're not doing it because I want you to pressure you to do it. It's because this will help you to learn the information. That's the reason we're doing it. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to ask you to pair share. That means that you're going to be talking to someone throughout the whole lesson. So I'm going to need to have A's and B's. That means that you're going to be A and B. And then I'm going to ask A talk to B's, B talk to A's. So you're going to be A and B, A, 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 and you're going to be A, you're going to be A, B. Let me see. Can we move over, at least just for this lesson, so you can be close to her, please? And your teacher will let you go back to your, so you're going to be A and A and B. And then can you two move together, please, so you can be talking to each other? Just for this lesson. Tomorrow you'll be fine. You'll go back to your own places. So show me if you're the A partner, please. A partner. B partners. Okay, I'm going to give you a lot of time to talk to each other, because it says that unless you're talking about what we're trying to teach, you're not learning the information. So it's important for you to talk and to discuss with each other. So right now what I want you to do is go ahead and talk to your partner and tell your partner what's your favorite movie and why. And A, go first. Go ahead and do that, please.
I think my favorite movie is The Longest Yard. Adam Sandler.
And then I'm going to say switch, and then you switch. That means that the other partner gets to talk. Go ahead.
What's your favorite? Soccer? Yeah. I see.
Okay, and then I'm going to say 1, 2, and you're going to say eyes on you. 1, 2. So that means that now it's my turn to talk. Okay, the next thing I'm going to ask you is to use whiteboards. And right on your desk you have a whiteboard. And then inside the whiteboard you have a very high-tech eraser. So just take it out, please. Yes, it's high-tech. You have no idea how long it took a person to make Kleenex. It was very difficult to do. Okay, so what I want you to do right now, I want you to put the first letter of your name. Just put it nice and big so I can see it, please. And you can write right on the,
Oh.
yeah, you took it out, okay.
No, I was about to, but I'm
Okay.
glad I did it.
Let me show to you how I do it. Okay. You need to write right on the plastic, please, to look like this. I know that some of you took it out of the plastic, but that's okay. So when I say show me whiteboard, I want you to show me your whiteboard. Please remember the first letter of your name. That's all I need.
You said the first. Oh. First?
Okay, show me your whiteboard, please.
First name? That's name. No, just first name.
And if I move around, I want you to follow me with your whiteboard, please. And then once in a while, I'm going to ask you to show the whiteboards to your teachers, please. So all of you show the whiteboards to your teachers over here. Very nice. Now put down your whiteboards and please do not erase until I tell you to erase. Oh, it's because you wrote out. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, and the reason I'm going to be using whiteboards is because I need to see your answers. And if your answer maybe might not be correct or incorrect, I need to know. Because I need to teach about all of you how to do this. So the reason I use the whiteboards is because I want to make sure that you're understanding what I'm talking about today. Because if you're not understanding, then that means that I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to reteach. It's very important that we do that, otherwise we leave so many of you behind because you might not know what we're trying to convey to you today. And the next thing that we're going to use is we're going to use complete sentences. And what that is I'm going to, please do not just tell me cause of this. I'm going to say, the problem, it was a hostile environment was because. So I want you to use a complete sentence using the academic language. So before we move on, I want you to talk to your partner and tell your partner, why are the engagement norms important to you? Go ahead and do that, please, and go first. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and switch. That means that I want the other partner to talk. Switch right now. You need to be talking to each other because otherwise, remember, I'm the one who's learning this information. So, why are the engagement norms important?
I think the pair share is important. It's helping us talk more. I guess learn about what we learn. I don't know.
¿Habla español nada más? Do you know Spanish? Oh, un poquito. Do you have anyone else? We have one kid who only speaks Spanish. Is there anyone who can work with him and a partner? Okay, so why are the engagement norms important? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to randomize your numbers. That means that I'm going to put them in here. And then, so I have to give you a number. So you're going to be number 1. Number 2, 0. We're not going backwards, we're going the other way. So 1, 2, and 3, 7,
8.
you're going to be 12, 13, 14. Very nice. And
Hey, 16, where you going?
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And at the count of 3, say your number, please. 1, 2, 3.
7.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put that on my iPad. I have 1 to 21. Okay, so my question was, what are the engagement norms and why are they important to you? And the way I want you to answer, I need you to say the engagement norms are, and they're important to me because. And the lucky person today is person number 2. So who's 2? Okay.
The engagement norms are important because they teach students how to integrate real life experiences with learning.
Mm-hmm. And that's really going to help you learn. The reason we're doing this is not for you to have a lot of fun because other students might not be able to do it. It's because we need you to learn this information. So that's the reason we're doing it. Okay, number 13. What are the engagement norms and why are they important? Who's 13? Okay. The engagement norms are? What are the who's 13, by the way? Oh, what are the engagement norms? So you say the engagement norms are? Oh, solamente español? Okay. Let me see. Can you come over here then? And ¿puede estar aquí, por favor? Vienen aquí para estar con ellos. Muchas gracias. Okay, now the next one is 15. Who's 15? Okay, so what are the engagement norms and why we use them?
Engagement norms are for the teachers to help teach the students how to make them learn about the topic and make them understand.
Yeah. Otherwise, you might be living here not knowing what I've been talking about. It's very important for you to know that. That's great. Okay, so throughout the whole thing, I'm going to be checking for understanding, and then I'm going to make sure that I make decisions as I check for understanding. So you also have a lesson that looks like this. And then I need all of you to have a pencil or a pen, and I want you to take that out right now. I'm too bossy. Yes, I am. Just like your mom, who's in charge? I am. Show me your pencil and your pen, please, or your pen. Okay, so from now on, I do not want anyone to ask me for a pencil or a pen because we have it right now. Okay, now, let's take a look at how we're going to do this. This is your lesson. You have exactly what I have right on your lesson. Tiene la lección y es exactamente lo que tenía aquí. Okay, so now let's take a look at this word here. And when I read it, we read analyze. Can we read that, please? Analyze. Can we read it? Analyze. And if you take a look at it, it has a little 1. So when I take a look at it here, analyze means to look at it carefully. So when your teacher is analyzing your grades, your teacher is looking at your grades very carefully to know whether you're getting an A or a B or a C or whatever grade you're getting. But I'm sure this class all has an A. And also if you take a look at your math problems, when you're looking at and reading your math problems, what you're doing, you're analyzing it and you're looking at it carefully so you can figure out how to solve it. So this is what I want you to do now. I want you to talk to your partner and tell your partner what is the meaning of analyze, and maybe you can use analyze in a sentence, which is very important. So go ahead and do that, and B, go first. ¿Qué es el significado de analizar? ¿Ustedes todos hablan español? Oh, muy bien. Entonces, si entienden, me dicen así para poder explicar. Okay, gracias. Okay, now switch, please. Go ahead and switch. Okay, number 12, what is the meaning of analyze? And when you answer, I want you to say analyze means, or you can give me a sentence. So who's 12?
12.
Bruh. Bruh.
Come on, man. Who's 12?
Who's 12?
13 was just.
Him in the back.
Okay, what is the meaning of analyze?
To,
Can you say analyze means, or maybe you can give me a sentence? Do you want me to come back to you? I'm coming right back to you, so listen carefully. Number 6. Who's number 6? Analyze means, so if you have a sentence, you can give me a sentence.
The meaning of analyze is to examine carefully in order to understand it better.
To understand it better, you need to look at it. That's great. That's what analyze means. One more person. Number 15. Who's 15? Yes. Uh-huh.
To help better understand.
Can you say analyze means?
Analyze means to help you understand it better.
To help you, but actually it's to help you understand better, but also to,
look here.
I'm going to give you 2 choices. Is it to look at it carefully, or is it just for us to do anything with it? That's nice. Are you ready to answer my question? What is the meaning of analyze?
Means to observe carefully.
To look at it very carefully, isn't it? Does anyone here have a sentence that uses analyze? If you can put it on a sentence. Don't all volunteer at the same time. Because I get worried when you do that. Great. Uh-huh.
Wasn't ready. Let me think of a sentence. As I walked into Foot Locker, I analyzed all the shoes.
I analyze. I look at all the shoes very carefully, isn't it? Great. Give me a high five. From a distance. We do it from a distance. So we do the high five from a distance. Okay, yes. One more. Uh-huh.
Sherlock Holmes likes to analyze his clients.
Oh my gosh. That's great, isn't it? High five. 2. From a distance. From a distance. Okay. So this is what we're going to do today. This is what we're going to do today. We will analyze the causes of the cold bird. Can we treat that, please? We will analyze the causes of the cold bird. I want you to turn to your partner and read to your partner. I don't want you to say it to your partner. I want you to read it. What are we going to do today? And be read first. Go ahead and do that, please. Okay, now switch.
Remedy? Not remedy.
Okay. 1, 2. Eyes on you. That's great. Okay, number 4. What are we going to do today?
Oh. We will analyze the causes of the cold world.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to analyze it. And number 8, what are we going to do today? Who's number 8?
Oh no, whoever was sitting there first, so we would be.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. You know what? I see that you are forgetting your number, and this is not going to work. So what I want you to do is, so we don't forget it, I want you to write your number right here on the corner of your whiteboard. Otherwise, we're going to be here over lunch, and I want to take my lunch, because this is going to take forever and ever and ever and ever. Por favor, ¿pueden poner su número ahí? Gracias. Okay, at the count of 3, let's all say your number, please. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So who's number 8? Okay, good. So what are we going to do today? Oh, great. Give me a high five. That's great. Okay, but before we do that, these are the things I need you to do. Let's take a look at those 2 kids here. And let's take a look at what's happening here. But before I do this, I'm going to be looking at a word here, and I'm going to read that. Tension. Let's read it, please. Tension. Let's read it. Tension. And what tension means is a lot of unfriendliness. We're not friends with each other. We have a lot of tension. That means that we're unfriendly with each other. So let's take a look at what's happening here. Let's read it, please. 1, 2, 3. Have you ever met 2 people who are almost ready to fight but never actually fight? What do you think creates this constant tension between them? What do you think that is? Go ahead and talk to your partner, and B, go first. What do you think? And be ready to tell me. B, go first. ¿Qué pasa cuando las personas tienen tensión pero que no se dan golpes? Switch, please. Go ahead and switch. One, two. 1, 2.
Eyes on you.
Okay, so number 3. What do you think creates this constant tension between them? Who's 3?
I think constant tension comes from all that built up anger.
Or that built up anger, isn't it? They just want to, but they're not really quiet fighting with each other. Number 12. That's okay. Oh my gosh, do we have Kleenex here? Is this going to help you? No. Okay, so now, what do you think creates this constant tension here? Uh-huh. Can you say the constant tension is created? By what? Okay. I mean, do you want me to come back to you? Because I'm coming back to you. So listen carefully, and I'm coming back to you. Number 8. I don't know what's happening. What's number 8? Again. So what's creating this concentration? ¿Hablas español o inglés? Francés. So, ¿entiendes la tensión constante? Okay, so what do you think creates this constant tension? My gentle people, I need to hear this, otherwise I cannot make good decisions for all of you. So this is important. Thank you. Yes?
Controlling character?
The constant tension, what is the...
Because
Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 choices. Constant tension is something that all that built up that we have that we want to actually fight, but we do not do it, or is it that we really start punching each other? Are they punching each other or just fighting? Are they punching or just having just this animosity that means that this hostility, this unfriendliness? Okay, they're unfriendly, but they're not really fighting. So So what is creating this constant tension?
Confrontation is like a fight, but not actually a fight.
Oh, you knew it all along. Give me 2 high fives. Did you have your Wheaties this morning? Your oatmeal or something? 2 high fives. Very nice. Okay. So, students, listen carefully here. This is what this lesson is all about today. We had actually the United States that is going to have a constant tension with the Soviet Union, and you're going to find that we call it the Cold War. How do we call it?
The Cold War.
And so you're going to see that that actually happens here. So I want you to turn to the next page here. And I want you to take a look at very carefully at the spelling of this. You see up here we have the Cold War, but it's actually with lowercase letters. So let's read this together, please. A Cold War is a state of hostility between countries without actual war. So what it is that in this constant unfriendliness, but they're not fighting. That's what it means. But they're constant at each other. They're almost fighting, but they're not fighting. But now, let's take a look at this one here. This one is with capital letters. And I want you to help me read it, please. The Cold War was the state of hostility between the United States and the Soviet Union without actual war. So the Soviet Union, those are the initial USSR. So they were not fighting, they was just in constant unfriendliness, less than the 2 students that we saw before. So I have a question for you, and the question is the checking for understanding here. And if you take a look at your lesson, on the very bottom you have a CFU, and that's checking for understanding. So I'm going to ask this question here. Let's read that first question together, please. Let's read it. Which 2 major conflicts, no, I'm sorry, the second one. Let's read it. Which is an example of a part of the Cold War, and how do you know? A, let's read it. The struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union. B, many battles and casualties. And casualties just mean a lot of dead body. So I want you to talk to your partner, and on your whiteboard, I want you to type, is it A or is it B? Go ahead and talk to your partner, please. And A, go first. And be able to justify it. Go ahead and switch, please. Show whiteboard, please. Put down your whiteboard. I'm waiting for 3 more of you, please. Show me your whiteboards, please. One more time. Show them to me. Go ahead and show the whiteboards to your teachers, please. Put them down, please. I have 2 or 3. Okay, so now students, I want to remind you something. We're trying to learn here something new. If you hear an answer and you want to change your answer, it's okay for you to do it as long as you can justify your answer. So I want you to know, what do you have on your whiteboard and why is that? Can you tell me A or B is a part of the Cold War because?
A or B is a part of the
So
Cold
which one do you have, A or B? A?
A or B is a part of the Cold War because it did involve in like physical activity.
Is physical activity, what do you mean by physical activity?
actual war?
It wasn't really people fighting. That's not what it was. So that's correct. I want you to tell me what you have on your whiteboard and why is that?
I have A.
And why is that? Can you say A, part of the Cold War because?
Say what?
Okay, can you justify your answer? That means that you're going to explain your answer and tell me why you wrote down A. You're correct, it's A.
Because they were disagreeing.
Pardon?
Because they were disagreeing on something.
Because they were doing, can you speak a little louder?
Because they were disagreeing.
They were disagreeing, but how were they disagreeing? Okay, I'm going to give you two choices. Were they disagreeing because they were actually shooting at each other, or were disagreeing in just having a disagreement without shooting at each other?
They were shooting at each other.
They were not shooting at each other. That is correct. I see that you have a little different answer. How about you? I see that. Would you like to change your answer?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Good. Now, but it's not enough to change your answer. You need to tell me why did you change your answer. So, how about you? Can you tell me why you changed your answer? That's okay. In this class, it's always okay to change your answer. But now you have to tell me why. You're correct. What did you change it to? Did you change it to A?
Yeah.
So why did you change it to A?
Yeah.
You want me to come back to you? Let me come back to you, listen carefully, and I'm going to come back to you. How about you? What do you have in your whiteboard?
I got it.
Okay, and why do you have A? Can you use it in a sentence? A is a part of the Cold War because? They actually did not have weapons. That's actually very important for you to remember. Are you ready to answer? Okay, I'm going to give you two choices then. Is it called the Cold War because they had actually they did have weapons, but were they actually using the weapons against each other? Or is it because they were just having a conflict? That means hostility, they were just being unfriendly to each other. Okay, that's correct, but why is it A? That's okay, this is not, I just need to know if you know it, so I can move on with the lesson. They were only arguing, they didn't have weapons, so that's the reason why. Okay, so now, if I take a look at this one, the reason they had these differences, they were called ideological differences. Let's read it. Ideological difference and security concerns with the primary causes of tension between these two countries. And then I wanted to tell you something here. You see, when we see ideological, and I want you to take a look at the little word inside that word. You see how the first four letters, they spell out idea. I want you to underline idea, please. Ideological, just underline idea. So let's read ideological differences, please. 1, 2, 3. Ideological difference. What that means is a difference in a belief system. Some people eat only vegetables. Those are vegetarians. And some people eat a lot of meat. Those are people who are carnivores. They actually, and if you talk to them, some of them will tell you, I only eat vegetables and nothing else. That means that they have ideological difference. They have different ideas about the same thing. So if you take a look at here at the United States, they were a democratic society. That means that people vote for laws. And the Soviet Union, it was a totalitarian. That means that they had a strong control by the government. So these two things their ideological difference, and that's why the reason they were in constant tension with each other. So before we finish for today, I want you to talk to our partner, and in your own words, I want you to tell me, what is the meaning when we talk about ideological differences? What does that mean? Go ahead and talk to your partner, please, and B, go first. Go ahead and switch, please. One, two. 1, 2.
Eyes on you.
Okay. So the lucky person is number 20. What do we mean by ideological differences? Can you say ideological differences? Can you say ideological differences? Pardon me? Can you say it one more time?
Ideological differences are differences that arise because of different belief systems.
Different belief systems. That's what I tell her. Give me a high five. From a distance, just from a distance. And then one more person. My germs. I don't have any germs.
No.
We all have germs. All right. Number 9. Who's number 9? I know that you really want me, but I'm not going to call you this time. Want me to ask you questions, but I'm not going to ask this time. Who's number 9? Can you say ideological differences? What are ideological differences? You want me to come back to you? I'm coming back to you then. One more person. Number 18. So who's 18? Pardon? Can you just say this because I didn't hear it? I'm going to give you 2 choices. Is there a difference in belief system, or is just a difference in the way we, well, actually might be in the way we dress? In belief systems, that's what we're talking about. Are you ready to answer my question? Okay, but I want you to say ideological differences. Okay, it's a different. Let's read this one more time. Let's take a look at how we read this. Ideological differences. Can we all read it? Ideological differences. Let's read it one more time. Ideological difference. Wow, you people make me work very, very hard. All right, I want you to please clean your whiteboard like this. And inside your whiteboard, I want you to put your marker